Right, so Mufti said that we're just going to do some practice now on the long vowels, right? All right, so the basic sound remains the same from short vowels, a, e, and u. Just this time around, we are going to be lengthening them to the extent of one fatha, one alif, right, which is double the length. So, as an example, let's look at the first line for the long fatha first. So for number one, what we have is same vowel with a short vowel, a vowel with a fatha, which is va. Then the alif after it lengthens it. So instead of being the, it's the. And so we end up with thata rather than thata. So thata is short for both, and for a long vowel, the vowel will become the, thata. So everyone, we are just going through this exercise, reciting after me. Thata. All right. Next one, we have the second one. Kama. Kama. So together, kama. The next one, number 3, we have Rona. Everyone? Okay, Rona. Number 4, Adun. Again, Adun. Number 5, we have Khola. Khola. So in this one, it's a little bit of explanation needed. This last letter is lam, right? We have lam, and there's the aleph itself joins on to the lam on top of it. And so it ends up becoming a lam with an aleph on top. So it essentially, it's the same as all of these long vowels. It's the short fatha and an aleph next to it. And so it lengthens the lam. So we end up having kho and la. Khola. All right. Make sure that everyone, even if you are muted, that you are reciting aloud, right? You don't have to unmute yourselves, but you do need to recite aloud. Number 6, kana. Kana. So in this case, we have the kaf, and the kaf is being lengthened to give the long ka sound. So ka becomes ka, and then noon is still short, na. Kana. All right. So in that same regard, it's just a means of us remembering that there are these long vowels in the madda form. Right? So madda form, we have a vowel that is an abbreviation of exactly what we just read. So instead of being written with a short vowel, a fatha and an aleph, you're just going to see a small aleph on top of a letter, right? So that's what you're seeing on top of this qaf. There's a small aleph on top of it. That's your madda fatha, but you don't need to memorize the name because the sound is the same as a long fatha. So instead of being ko, it's now ko, right? So this word is qatala. Qatala. So as you are becoming better and more fluent in reading, always think. I like to think of long vowels and short vowels as Morse code, right? So if any of you know about Morse code, you send dots if it's a short signal, so it's just a dot, and you hold it down to send a dash if it is longer. So that's why I tend to do ko tala, right? Long, short, short. Okay? So ko tala. Next one. Ilahun. Make sure you're reciting after. Ilahun. So you have a short, then long. Tanween Dhamma is also short. Ilahun. All right, next one, number 21. Long is in the beginning, then short and short. Amana. Amana. All right, number 22. Long in the beginning, then short, short. Dhalika. Dhalika. And then number 23. Care with this one. We only see two vowels on this word. So we only expect two sounds. The aleph is actually lengthening the dal, and the ha is lengthened by the madda fatha. So it's actually two long fathas in this word. And so we recite hadha. Without that little pause I put intentionally. Hadha. All right. So at this stage, one of the things to keep in mind is that the sounds aren't going to become more and more complex, right? The sounds are not going to become more and more complex. Rather, what we do need to work on is making sure that we can easily remember all the different sounds now. Because you have a lot of vowels now, right? We have short vowels, we have the tanween vowels, sukoon is a vowel there, and now we're adding on the long vowels. So it's a means of you're practicing a wider range of vowels and being able to remember what sound those vowels are going to take, right? And as I mentioned last week in that revision session when I stepped in, the way to do that is to ensure that you are actually reviewing every single day, right? And that you are reading for some amount of time. If it is that you find yourself, thinking that it will come with a day's work, no, it's not going to happen. But it will come every day with a short amount of time, though, right? 10 minutes every day is completely enough. It is enough for someone to become fluent, right? When I taught this class a number of years ago, that was the case with the students then as well. One student listened to me and my advice when I told him that he should recite every day for 5 minutes. And when the course was finished, he was reading and he read out the entire Juz Amma and he read out from the Baqarah go forward, right? He was on the same level as everybody in the class. The other students didn't make that time every single day to do that, right? And so they still staggered. And so if you're trying to fasten your reading of the Quran, then doing it every single day for a short amount of time is your key to success, right? It's your recipe. All right, let's look at the long kasra now. So it's a long E sound, kasra E, and then long kasra E, double in its length. So you have number one. First of all, show you all this. Right, so number one, we have a longer word in this case as an example. There are 3 syllables, right? 3 syllables. And this is how you'll be thinking about it when you're actually reading Quran. There's a ha with an ah sound, so that's just ha. There's a fa with an e sound, so it's fi, long kesra. And then there's dho with an un sound, dhun. And so to recite this, ha, fi, dhun. And again, without pauses this time, hafidhun. Okay, number 2. This is again back to 2 syllables only. Long in the beginning, short after. Gi-do. Gi-do. And together, without any pause, gi-do. All right, number 3. Long kasra, so e, fi, then ha with a short kasra, he. Fi, he. Right, next one, number 4. Nun. Long in the beginning, then short, nun. So one more time, nun. And number 5, short in the beginning, so la, the long in the end, fi, la fi. All right. And then again, with our revision, let's look at number 19. All right, so number 19. Introducing the madda kasra. And as I mentioned last time, we have the madda kasra very commonly comes along with the ha vowel, the ha letter actually. And so it ends up getting a he sound. All right, so number 19. Ha, the, he. Again, ha, the, he. And then together, without any pauses, ha, the, he. Next one, number 20. A, in the beginning, short. Ja, short. Li, short. A, ja, li. And it ends with the long kasra, he. Ajalihi. Again, ajalihi. Next one, 21. Short in beginning, I. And long, ba, I, ba. Short after, di. I, ba, di. And long, he. So we have short, long, short, long. Ibadihi. And so together, when you keep reciting that number of times, you will get ibadihi. And number 22. Ru, Su, Li, all short. Ru, Su, Li, He. Ru, Su, Li, He. Number 23 is very similar. Bi, Ya, Di, He. Bi, Ya, Di, He. Right? And then finally, let's look at the long vowel, the long dhamma. Long then short. Nurun. Nurun. Number 22. Lutun. Lutun. Number 3. Ruhu. Ruhu. Next one. Turi. Turi. Next one, number 5. Nuhan. Nuhan. Okay. And then number 19, some practice for all of us as well. Now this time with the madda dhamma. Remember, the madda dhamma looks like an inverted dhamma. This example here, number 21, or actually number 27, is very good. You can see that on top of this jim, there is a dhamma. And then on top of the ha after it, there is the madda dhamma. And you can see that the madda dhamma looks like a rotated dhamma, right? So it's been rotated. And so that's our point of recognition for the madda dhamma. In the actual Quran, the madda dhamma is very, very clear because it's written a little bit differently. So number 19, short, short, long. Ya, ra, hu. Ya, ra, hu. You keep reciting it until you're familiar. Then you finish without any pauses. So you keep going until you reach the point of no pauses. Ya, ra, hu. Next one. Number 20. Fa, la, hu. Keep going, right? Fa, la, hu. 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 Okay. All of it repetition, right? Perfect repetition, however. 21. We see that our long fatha comes up. So we see a fatha and then an aleph after it. So first word is long. Ma. Next word is lam, short, lu. Then the ha is long as well. Hu. Ma, lu, hu. So again, ma, lu, hu. Next one, number 22. Ru. Sorry, question? Number 21? This one? I'm going to assume that's the case. So, mim with a long fatha is ma. Lam with a dhamma is lu. Ha with a long dhamma is who. Maluhu. 122. Ru, su, la, hu. Ru, su, la, hu. Ru, su, la, hu. And lastly, Dawuda. Dawuda. All right. So, just to give you some advices before you leave, at this stage in this course, a number of you will find yourselves in different positions. Some of you who might have started learning the Qaeda and to read Arabic a while now, your recognition of letters is strong. Some of you, in this case as well, your letters of recognition is still developing. Like, if it is that you find that to be the case, what you should be doing right now is in these lessons themselves. Don't put yourself back and say, I'm going to go back and I'm at my own pace. In these lessons, what you do is that you practice recognizing the letters. So you spell out the letters. So, for example, you say noon, wow, raw, lam, wow, to. And you go like that, right? You are just reading out all of the letters in the whole lesson. If you get stuck, scroll back up to the where the alphabet is and where the half letters is and check to make sure that you ensure that you are reading the letter correctly, right? So that's for those of you who need practice, extra practice revising your letters. So you should be learning this lesson, and then for 5 minutes you're doing that every day, and then 5 minutes you're revising your letters. If it is you think your letters are down, but your vowels are what's giving you some trouble, then you should spell out the vowels. So in this case, for example, we have wow, sukun, tanween dhamma. Or if you don't want to say the names, say the sounds. U, u, un, u, un, u, hu, u, re, u, an. So you're practicing the vowel sounds themselves. So you're trying to recognize vowels. All right. And then for those of you who have all of those things, all right, if it is that you're strong in those things, then your practice should just be reading over and over the lessons. You should be trying to get it as fluent as possible. Nurun, lutun, ruhu, right? Ruhu, turi, nuhan. You should be practicing to read the letters and the words over and over so that you can gain familiarity with the Arabic language and the Arabic letters, right? So the general assignment for everyone is to practice your long vowels, right? The a, the e, the u sounds, both for when they come in combination with another word, so fatha and alif, kasra and ya, dhamma and waw, and then any madda forms, madda fatha, madda kasra, madda dhamma. Okay. Last words, practice every day. Even if it's for 5 minutes, even if you're just reading a little bit, do not let a day pass without you practicing. It will help. It will keep up your motivation. It will make it easier. If you don't do that, then make dua that Allah makes you do that, right? Force yourself to do that. Have someone help you do that. Set a reminder. Doesn't matter what you do, but ensure that you practice every single day to whatever is your ability. Obviously, then whoever practices more will get better faster. But whoever practices every day, they will surely become readers of Quran, right? If you don't find yourself in that category, at least by the end of this course, make your goal to be someone who reads the Quran and reads your lesson every single day. All right, so that's it for now. Isha Adhan is calling. We will see you all on Wednesday, inshallah. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.